Okay then, so currently when we choose our answers, then press submit, we're logging the score to the console. But really what we want to do is output the score in the browser up here. So what I'm going to do in this video is leave you a little challenge. I want you to figure out a way to show the score in the browser right here. Now, I'm not just going to leave you empty-handed. What I'm going to do is create a little bit of HTML over here. That's where we're going to output the score eventually. Then I'll leave the JavaScript for you. So then, I'm going to just paste this in. This is from my GitHub repo and just explain this. So we've created a div right here with a class of results. That class we can use to get a handle on this div if we want to output something here later. And then we've given it a padding in the y direction of 4. Then this class right here, this d-non, this is going to be important. This is a Bootstrap class and it makes this whole div have a display property of none, so it's not going to appear on the page. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Then I'm giving this a bg-lights background and a text center class. Then inside we have a container with a lead class, that's just for some styling of the text. Then we have a p tag where we're going to output the score, and this span right here, this is where we're going to output the percentage score. So your job will be inside our app.js when we click or submit the form to output that score right here inside the span tag. Now this right here, like I said, is a Bootstrap class and it makes this whole div have a display of none. So if I save this now, nothing is going to show on the page. But if I take away this class over here and save it, then we should see this right here. So what you need to do is figure out a way of outputting the score and showing this div when a user submits the form. So pause the video right here and give this a go, and then once you've done it, or if you need some help, just unpause it and I'll show you the way I do this. Okay then, so let's go to app.js and start this. The first thing I'm going to do is get a handle on the result container, which is this thing right here. So I'm going to say const result is equal to document.query selector, and we want the result class. So we have that reference now. Now what I want to do down here, where we're normally outputting the score to the console, instead I want to show the result on the page. So let me delete that and replace it with a comment that says show result on page. So the first thing we need to do is actually get this result over here. Now what I'm going to do is get that and chain on another query selector. And this basically is going to look for something in the scope inside this div. So any of these things right here. So I could say now query selector and pass in the span. And what that does is look inside the scope of the results for a span tag. And it's going to find it right here and give us that. So now we have this thing right here. And what we want to do is change the text content of it, because we want to update this value right here with the actual score. So I'm going to change the text content equal to a template string, because I'm going to output a variable here, and that is going to be inside curly braces and the $, and it will be the score. Then after that variable we want a % sign. So what we're doing is just overwriting the current text content, which is 0% to begin with the score variable and then a % sign after it. So we've done that, but if we submit now, then nothing is actually going to happen. Nothing shows over here. So what we also need to do is find a way to show this on the page. Now that's pretty simple. All we need to do is remove this class, because remember, this is the Bootstrap class that is hiding this element from the page. So let's come down here and grab the results again. So results, can I spell? No. And then we want to get the class list and then remove a class. And the class we want to remove is d-non. So first of all, we're updating the text content of the span inside the result div. Then we're getting the class list of the result and we're removing the d-non class. So if I save this now, hopefully this will work. I'm just going to select a few different answers, press submit. And now if we scroll to the top, we can see we're now 75% Ninja. Now there's one problem with this. When we come down here and click on submit, it's not scrolling us to the top, so we have to manually scroll to the top to see that result, and that's not really intuitive. A user might not know to do that. So we need to figure out a way to automatically scroll this to the top when a user clicks on submit. And to do that, we're going to have to talk about the window object in JavaScript.